I'm not going to be a bitch and say, I told you so. But if you go to my previous video, you will see I was not saying anything actually, the charts were. And Bitcoin could clearly take a little bit of a dump to this current level here. But I hope you're not being a bitch right now and saying that we're going to $10,000 Bitcoin. Because that is not a sign that the charts are giving you right now. You can think that Bitcoin is going to $9,000, $3,000 back again. But that's not something that you can see on the charts. So what actually can you see on the charts? Let's take a look. First of all, you have to pardon my Portuguese, but the best thing I could find that gets close to actually what IPC means in English is Index for Prices and Quotations. So IPC or IPC in Portuguese, which means Índice de Preços e Cotações. During this whole week, we had IPCs for Europe, all the countries basically, or all the major countries with strong economy. And now we're having that for Mexico and Brazil, and we can see that Brazil has a pretty bad situation regarding to that, but the entire European scenario for the IPC and the American scenario was above 50. And above 50 means a very strong sentiment for the market, a very bullish sentiment for the market. And so we had this movement here in Bitcoin, which is nothing but sideway action, but everybody was getting extremely bullish, right, on the cryptocurrencies because we had this a little bit of a pump, and we were seeing the SP 500 also doing good. But what's going on today? This sentiment is giving us signals that it may be starting to cool off. And congratulations for people who are shorting right now because you have balls, but I don't. And what I could say here is like one more time, the SP 500 seems to be wanting to reach this EMA here, right? So on the previous video, I was analyzing the SP 500, and I was like a little bit afraid that it could reach this level here. Okay, as a minimal correction, it's a minimal correction, and this level here is right pretty close to where this EMA is, and you can see that this EMA is working as a support for a very, 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 very long time since we had the March crash and even before, right? Um, but guys, yeah, this is the reality right now. This is the scenario right now. So let's go back to the global economy calendar, and when we see a little bit of a dump on the oil stock, on the production of oil stock, Cushion oil, crude oil, and yeah, the overall amount stock of oil in United States is a little bit lower than usual. Um, let's take a look at tomorrow. What's going on tomorrow? Tomorrow is going to be an interesting day for you to take a look at this calendar because we will have positions about a lot of things. We'll have numbers here regarding to aluminum, copper, corn, oil, gold, the Nasdaq 100, natural gas, SP 500, silver, soy, and yeah, and this is going to be very interesting to check. Okay, so just take a look on how all those assets are doing because this will give you a very strong feeling on where the market can go for the next weeks or months. Okay, because just mentioning again, Fed is talking about stop buying assets, stop purchasing assets. And this is very important that you know that the Fed is not an American thing. The Fed is a conglomerate of powerful Europeans and American banks. So whenever you look on what's going on in America, you cannot close your eyes to what's going on in the Europe scenario, especially regarding to what the bigger banks are doing, right? And right now, the Fed, which is European and American, is purchasing houses and lands like crazy. Okay, so if you have a lot of money, what would be a very good investment for you to do right now? Buy what they're buying because you will sell when they're selling, and this is going to be very interesting for you. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just saying shit. Okay, I don't even know what the fuck I'm saying here. Anyway, yeah, moving on from the global calendar. Don't forget to take a look at it tomorrow. Let's take a look then on what's going on with this very, very important things for the market, which are basically crude oil, gold, and later on the 10-year yield and the indexes themselves. So about oil, what's crude oil doing right now? Because that can pump up the energy sector, that can pump up the entire market structure. And actually, oil is one of the like primal things on the entire structure. Propping up oil is just a scam that comes from those very important families that we know their names, and they just run the oil empire. Pumping the price of oil is just beneficial to all the other sectors, all the other investment sectors. And we know who rule them, we know who's behind it. And it's just a joke what's going on with the price of oil right now, because in the state that we are in the global economy, it's not I mean, you want to put some makeup on the entire reality when you prop up crude oil like that. And because it would mean that we're consuming more, we're producing more, we are spending more, we are growing in an economical scenario, because the world is based on oil right now, unfortunately. But this is just like a distraction, okay? And I don't want anyone to be distracted with what's going on in the market without looking what's going on in the structure of crude oil. So I've got a set of indicators here that I'm going to put on the chart right now. So yeah, so take a look now, people. The structure, the volatility structure here. This is the Bollinger Band, and look at the price. It's just like super close all the time for a long time since October 20. How it is close to the upper band for this Bollinger Band, and we see volatility right now. We see volatility here, but despite of the volatility, the price is just not doing that, which is, it seems so artificial. So this set of indicators here. Okay, this is a weekly. Okay, so yeah, let me put on the daily chart so we can have a more granulated view of what's going on right now. Finally, we're taking a little bit of a breath. Okay, but it's just like a seems like it's bouncing again. So volume told us so right here. Okay, take a look at how volume decreased and how the price decreased together. But um, all the indicators are on the daily suggesting that we will keep going down, but we see a lot of volatility here, right? So this is a volatility indicator, and this is a customized, very good indicator that you can rent on TradingView. Um, we see volatility, yeah, banging right now. And this is a red bar, but red means hot. Red means in this indicator, red means that it's here. So let's take a look at the DMI, and let me change the colors. This is better. I actually have more. I usually change the color of my indicators to anything that's bullish turning to green, and anything that's bearish turning to red, because it's easier for me somehow. So we see volatility here. Okay, volatility is definitely here, but we can see clearly. This is a daily DMI. We can see clearly that the selling pressure is starting to gain some strength, and because this is very clear that the buying pressure right here is losing strength. Look at the signal line. Look at the straight line going down along with the green line, and the red line going up, and the volatility here. So that means that crude oil can be finally taking its correction, and this correction is just ridiculous. It seems to be minimal, right? But the Bollinger Bands are too squeezed on the daily. Let's take a look at the 8 hour. Let's take a look at the 6 hour. And yeah, it's starting to get wider. But guys, it seems like this. Yeah. Oh yeah, it seems like it's already exhausted. We can get into these levels for a little bit. If oil is taking a correction right now and it's going to resume its bull trend, then the entire market's going to follow, right? So this is like I go to crude oil first thing on the day, because I want to know what's going on with it before I even take a look at the other things. So we see that it's just following, like gold, as I said. I kind of knew that gold was losing its strength on the upper movement that was doing it, and I'm not talking short term. Okay, but now it's already gaining strength again. This is the 8 hour. We see the volume is already coming, and the price is not even accompanying the volume. So this is, yeah, this is so funny. Volatility is present right now. Okay, we're having a moment of volatility, and the price here, look at how the price is not going along with the volume that we're having right here, right? So this is a lot of volume for a very small price change, right? And it's funny because we had this huge candle right here, which is a bearish candle actually, and we're just seeing the volume going up. Oh, the price going up right here, and the volume also going up. And this is the 8 hour. Okay, so going back at the daily, yeah, all green. See, so we had. Let's take a look at the buy sell trend right here, and we're having a first signal here that's going down. Okay, but this is kind of confusing because we had four signals previously of that going up. So right now, let's just keep looking what gold's going to do, because this is not a very safe, good trading zone, because we're in the middle of the Bollinger Band, and also we're sitting on a trend line right here, and we don't see a lot of regular volume coming in right now. RSI also is not telling us much, so let's not um, keep on the gold for now, because actually I love doing 100x trades on gold, because I'm using the volatility set to see what are the best trades to do on gold right now. So let's take a look at something that's more interesting, that's saying more than the gold is telling us right now. And let's get to the market, right? The stock market, we're seeing a bearish candle here that's engulfing the previous bull candle, but actually just seems like, smells like correction. And we can take these levels, I mean, these levels here as support. And if this is doing all that, then of course Bitcoin would be doing all that, right? And still, we see a lot of selling pressure. We see the stochastic going low and hitting the bottom. We see MACD already on the 4 hour, giving us signs that it found support on this trend line here, right? There is a lot of space, according to this indicator here, for the selling volume to go down, right? And I don't like the daily structure. It doesn't look very bullish, but oh, again, this is just the daily structure. Overall, the weekly structure is okay. The volume, the selling volume is getting lower and lower week by week. All right. So I wouldn't trust that this is a bear move of that will last long, right? This is just sort of a daily thing. The weekend's coming. We have this speculation about the fund, the GBTC fund, the Grayscale fund that's going to get expired. So Grayscale will have to pay back everyone who had invested on this fund a while ago. That means that, I mean, how Grayscale is going to pay them, and what's going to happen to the Bitcoin that Grayscale purchased to this fund. I don't know if Grayscale is holding, because I don't know if Grayscale is selling. We can't know that, and I wouldn't count on Grayscale selling it all at once right now, since they have a lot of Bitcoin purchased on the 45,000 level. Okay, so this is not very far away from where they started to buy. And I don't think that it would, I don't think they would just dump the market right now unless they are in a short position. But maybe they get scared to do that, because I don't know if you heard about it, but the SEC is already has already mentioned about investigating Elon Musk for manipulating the market. And there's a lot of fuzz about him right now regarding to him being responding to what he's done. And also, actually, in Europe, there is a law already coming up there is a project, a law project actually, to regulate the stable coins. And there's something that they're calling Elon Musk clause, that comes to punish people who use their influence to manipulate the markets. So Elon Musk can respond for what he has done. And I don't think Grayscale would just like do all of that first. Bitcoin, oh, Bitcoin, and then just sell all its Bitcoin would be very, very shady. But I don't doubt that as well. Okay, so I don't trust big investors, because how did they become so big, right? There's a lot of smart people everywhere, and you don't see them becoming millionaires, billionaires, because well, moving on, Ethereum and all the altcoins are going to do the same, except for some altcoins like Wave, which is like not obeying, and some other ones that are just pumping while Bitcoin is doing its movement. But yeah, let me go back to well, let me add up some indicators here. One thing will tell me if we're going to reach these levels here for sure, which is 23, 26, 23,000, even 20, okay, worst case scenario. And this is basically volume, okay, because if we start losing volume right now, it means that selling pressure is finally going away. Okay, we're seeing that on the daily, the Bollinger is squeezing, starting to squeeze. Okay, so that can mean that Bitcoin is going to prepare for a massive move. And if it's right now on the daily setting up to prepare for a bigger move, then we can definitely go to the weekly chart and see what's the overall what this is telling us. Okay, because once this movement completes and the weekly looks very bullish, then all right, I mean, we don't even have a lot of space anymore, according to the volatility, to go down. Okay, so we may see those levels, but I think that volume getting lower will indicate that this is a reversal right here. Okay, so beware. Whoever's short, I hope you make a lot of profit, of course. But the other thing that I want to show on the daily is that the buy sell trend here. Okay, the price is just going down, yeah, mega down, but we just saw that the very short trend starting to cross down, okay, and the price is below all of them, but it doesn't last a lot, okay, because if we're going to stay on this very bearish trend, and I doubt so, for a long time, it means that it would have to go even more further away from the long trend, okay, and the long trend is starting to go down a little bit, but usually these babies here will try to catch their mama back again, okay, and we just have to keep looking at it, and especially, yeah, we had a signal here, okay, this is the first signal, this is the alert, because if this thing goes on, if this arrow here goes on and we have volatility, it means that a big move is about to come. Okay, a big move is about to come. So I would pay attention on that, and that will allow me to put a very good trade. So what I want to watch right now is actually the volatility, because it's just going down, 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 down. Okay, it's squeezing, starting to squeeze. If I see volatility here after I saw this sign here, okay, if I see this thing right here anywhere soon, and I see volatility in, then I'm going to put a long here, yeah, and I'm going leverage. So that would mean that, I mean, if we go anywhere around here, I would put a long, yeah, I would definitely put, just seeing if the volatility and the volume will help me right now, not right now, I mean at that point. So this is it. I hope that you are trading safe and expecting those levels, but without expecting a mega crash, which I don't believe it's going to happen. But take a look at the volume, take a look at the volatility, and then you have a good idea about what's going on, right? And also keep taking a look at the calendar, because tomorrow you will have a pretty good idea on where we're going. And I wouldn't be surprised if the SP 500 just did another record high very soon. So inflation is really here to stay. And look at Xiaomi. Xiaomi just took a drop and then it went back up. Oh, and just to yeah, just to make you aware, we have the OBP going up. Okay, so OBP is going up on the daily despite of all the selling pressure. We're actually having a channel. Okay, this channel is just traced automatically, but yeah, now it seems like it's going to burst this channel down. But I wouldn't trust a very intense um move right now, especially because I don't see volatility right here for this selling pressure to keep growing like a motherfucker. So yeah, that's it. Let's take a look. I would just buy more. I would just buy more. I would. That's not what you have to do. Okay, but just saying.